becomes a cock tease. You're like,
Right.
I'm edging. It's the equivalent of edging in football for like a month. Like
I am super excited for Thursday, but
yeah.
I just got the notification earlier that God, who's the starter for the Chargers? Who is
Herbert?
starting the Chargers Hall of Fame game? Trey Lance.
Oh,
We get to watch good old Trey Lance.
I didn't realize he
Uh,
was over there.
I I didn't either, kinda, but
Yeah,
he's there.
good on him. Yeah, go for it, bud.
All right, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh, whoa, hey, hey, hey. Whoa, 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 whoa.
We are live. All right, yeah,
All
we're me and Eric were just kind of chatting about this is the worst time of the year because football is like it's taking forever to get here.
You just want it here now. Yeah. The whole off season flew by. Like off season just seems to go quicker and quicker. I don't know if it's because of like age or having kids or what the deal is, but man, I remember like in my teens and early 20s just waiting waiting for something to happen for football. But
Yep.
maybe again it could also be just the amount of content that's out there, and the conversation's always going year round now.
Yeah.
So
You want me to tell you what the worst week of the year is? It's that 1 week after preseason football
I didn't say I wanted to hear this.
where there's no football.
Oh yes, yes, that is brutal. I'll also throw in the week between championship and Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, the Pro Bowl went after the
It
Super
was
Bowl.
after the Super Bowl.
It was after the Super Bowl, so there was literally nothing. Not that the Pro Bowl's been anything to talk about in the last 20 years, but
NFL's been doing the best they can to have no dull time, which is nice. Like
yeah,
they're extending everything. They're like what the Super Bowl is like a week later this year than it
right.
normally would be. They're
Well, I mean,
trying to,
we're up to 17 games.
yeah,
They're already talking about, which I
18.
don't know if you did you hear anything about like the scandal that's been going on as far as like the NFLPA? I mean, it was obviously not the
I
conversation we're planning on having, but like
I did.
that sound like some crazy messed up stuff, man. Like,
Also, I guess we have to acknowledge what happened yesterday. Guy went into NFL
oh
headquarters.
yeah,
I don't know the whole gist of it. I know he tried to go to NFL headquarters. He went to the
ended up
wrong
at the wrong,
floor.
right.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody but him died. I know someone got shot.
Did he die? I thought he's been. I think he's been restrained. Like they
Oh,
caught the guy.
is he still alive?
Yeah, because that's because he talked about because he said that he suffered from CTE, and he was explaining like
Yeah.
how he was trying to go to the NFL headquarters, right? So it wasn't like some manifesto that they found. Like they talked to the guy,
Okay.
like why'd you
Okay.
do it?
Gotcha.
So
I didn't know
yeah,
much about it. I saw some of the news headlines and read a little bit. I hate, like, I know it's part
I,
of being an adult. I hate reading stuff like that, especially, being a parent. Like,
yeah,
it just
it,
gets under
it's
your skin. It makes you feel like just sad and depressed, and it's just
yeah,
it's terrible. It's depressing. I hate it.
it's
I'm glad there wasn't too many people that you were affected by it, but four dead,
four is too many. Four is
including
too
him.
many.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
right. It could have
Um,
been a lot worse.
it could have
I
been,
hate that anybody died,
right?
but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Well, wait to start off. I'm
I know.
sorry.
Sorry to start off all depressing, but I feel like
Right, yeah,
we
yeah.
had to say
We
something
went we
about it.
went from the most depressing week in football to literally an actual tragedy.
Right.
So we
Right.
gotta
Yeah.
gotta turn it around. Yeah,
To turn around a tragedy, we can
it's
bring
almost meme-ish,
football
right?
back.
The thoughts and prayers, but
I know. There's nothing else we
that's a
can do.
conversation. That's a different podcast. That
You know what?
conversation
You know
going
what
more
you
in depth.
can do? You know what you can do, and I should have put it in the description, but if you go to the Discord to help make up for a tragedy, I put the link in for Josh Hines-Allen's
Oh yeah,
foundation for his son who
Hmm.
is in remission from cancer. They're doing a
That's a
foundation.
great story. That's a
Yeah,
great story.
I
Yeah.
went and donated. I donated $41 for number 41. If you want to go toss a couple bucks for his foundation, do it. And that, I feel like that's a good way to combat the shittiness that happened yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, yes, before we get into everything, we got to talk about the Christian
Well, how
work.
crazy is it? Because I just thought it was like a foot thing.
Apparently he was
Rex Ryan on it.
apparently he was going around tickling people, touching their feet, kissing them, all kinds of
Oh.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a foot injury, it's a foot fetish?
I mean, he has a foot injury, but he also has a foot fetish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was just comparing feet to see if he actually had like to see the extent of his,
Maybe.
like they do bilateral symmetry and they compare one foot to the other to see how inflamed it is and whatnot. So maybe he was just getting second and third opinions
He said,
with his
"Listen,
mouth.
dog, I tried tickling my own foot and I couldn't feel it. Can I tickle yours to see if you feel it?
Right. Yeah.
We're bros.
I just need
Let
to
me tickle
smell.
your
I,
feet."
I got to smell it to see if there's any
Right.
bacterial infection. Right. Like what does a normal
Right.
foot smell like?
Right.
Yeah. And
I
taste
gotta,
like. Yeah.
and before I touch your toes, I gotta suck on them to clean them before I touch them. Because I gotta be cleanliness first.
I guess what stays in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas, right? What happens in Vegas.
The crazy thing is too, they asked Pete Carroll about it, and he just said, "I'm not gonna talk about it."
Right. Yeah.
So it had to have been bad.
I'm not stepping my feet in that gum.
You're right. Well, if you did, he would clean it off for you.
I know a guy who could clean them off for you.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
We have to say allegedly.
So you still want the Jags to take a flyer on him?
I mean, Trevor hasn't said anything bad about him, and he played with him. You know,
Well, how are his parents? That's the big thing.
if he's a foot fetish guy, I guarantee you, Urban Meyer's had dinner with his parents for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, I don't know if he's actually had dinner with his parents, but they've gone to the same club. They hang around the same crowd.
they do hang around the same. Yeah. Urban Meyer is finger banging people, and Christian's over there foot banging people. So
Hey, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but that there's a time and place for it too. So
everybody's got a kink, okay?
yeah.
But you got to make sure the other person is consenting, okay? Remember that.
They are indeed teal. Yep.
I need teal glasses. I was talking about that earlier. I told Sheila, I said I need teal glasses, but I want like teal.
They look a little feminine, not gonna lie.
frames. Yeah, it's all right.
They're a little feminine framed, but it's whatever. They're blue blockers.
Yeah.
I still have really good eyesight, so I
Right.
can't complain. Yeah.
Hello, Jacob. How are you? Yes, I'm getting Sunday tickets soon because they made it
A la
pretty
carte,
cheap.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be getting that very soon. And yes, we are ready for the NFL season to start as well. We're kind of just giving a little rundown of everything that's happened over the past week. And yes, I'll be streaming the Hall of Fame game Thursday night. So if anybody wants to hang out, watch that. Yeah, come to the stream, hang out with us. So let's get into it. What do we want to talk about training camp wise? What have you seen over the past couple days that has stood out to you the most, and who are you most excited about?
Well, I mean, again, I don't think much has changed in our last week's conversation about who we're most excited about and who we're most concerned about. I think that the pads, definitely brought the intensity up to another level.
It does.
But it's not. I haven't heard anyway because we're not there. Still excited to see De'Ami Brown, which sounds like he's having a stellar, solid if not stellar camp.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I do like to see the corners, getting chippy with the receivers. We talked about last week how we graded each room, offense and defense, and how we thought, the wide receiver room is maybe a top 10 in the entire league, right?
Yep.
As far as receiver rooms are concerned. So there were question marks going into, training camp about The corner room, we both really like Tyson. I'm expecting big things from Jarian Jones this
Ooh,
year.
yeah, he's looking good too.
Jordan Lewis is turned into a big
Yep.
vocal leader, which there wasn't a lot. Like Ja and Foye are quiet leaders, right? They lead by their performance, but we need somebody in that room that
Yeah.
chips, that gets to people, right, and gets them motivated. There has to be a guy like that in on each team. And it sounds like
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis is that guy right now. And obviously Travis Hunter's that guy as well, just by his attitude and how he loves the game. So
Right.
again, going back to your main question, I don't know. I haven't heard too many. It seems like it's all honeymoon phase out there right now. Everybody's excited for the Liam Cohen experience. Everybody's excited to see Travis Hunter. Everybody's excited to see what BTJ can do and what Trevor can do in this offense. The only person I've heard struggle from you was Fortner fumbling the snap to Hennigan or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I
So
think it was Hennigan. And again, I
yeah,
I don't know. It could, one of them, had a little mishap. It could have been Hennigan, could have been Fortner. But when I see that a fumble happened when Fortner was doing it, I'm just like,
right. It's
no.
like, come
We
on,
were
man.
we were trying to hype you up last week on the Teal deal, and
Right,
then you do
yeah,
this
right.
to us. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. How about
Um,
you? So, I mean, you've been a little bit more tapped in. So, that's a question to
yeah.
throw back at you.
I mean, I wish I could be there. Like I can just.
Right.
I am watching this through the vision of Twitter. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I can't see everything. But what I'm excited about is Trevor's looking really damn good. He's looking sharp. There's been some issues, but he is 66 of 100, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, and there's been 5 drops for him in camp so far. So he's been doing well. Sorry, I've been sick. I'm gonna squeak. There has been a couple of close call interceptions that Liam has said that Trevor needs to work on his footwork just a little bit more. His vision needs to be a little sharper, which is
Yeah.
fine. It's early training camp. He's got all preseason, all the rest of training camp to dial that in a little bit. And is he going to be perfect during the season? Absolutely not. But is he going to be more dialed in? Yes. But
Right.
yeah, I'm excited for him. Travis Hunter's looked fantastic on both sides of the ball.
Both sides.
Both sides. We watched
Yeah.
that clip of him as wide receiver. His route running looks well improved from when he first got
Right.
here.
And he was in slot for that, right? When he made that crossing route and
I
beat
believe so.
beat Jordan Lewis, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then Jarian Jones with that big one-handed strip interception from BTJ.
Oh, from BTJ. Yeah.
Now BTJ on that play burned him just a little bit, but Jarian Jones readjusted and got back into it and made the play happen. So that's what we need on defense. As at corner, we need someone who can make plays. It just feels like, especially last year, we did not have a lot of big plays from our corners. Not like it's
No, there
been in the
wasn't.
past,
No. Well, I think it was like week 12 when they finally got their first
Right.
interception.
Right.
It took forever to get a turnover from that defense. So,
Yeah.
and I've heard talk about how good, Josh Hines-Allen and Travon Walker have looked this training camp. And, again, that was the defensive line we both believe is the strength of that defense, and we both believe that the offensive line is the weakness of this offense. And
Okay.
so is that iron sharpening iron, or like I told you, is it Walker beating up on Walker? Is Walker Little just getting bullied a little bit, and obviously the other guys, not to not to call him out, but just making the
I would like
joke
to
there
say
about
it's
Walker.
just Travon Walker being that good, because I've seen a lot of good things being spoken about Walker Little.
Yeah.
He's improved
Yeah.
a lot. People are saying that Trent Baalke actually kind of won that contract for him, because if he's going to play like he is, in training camp, he's going to do very well.
Good.
Especially with that Colts tackle. He just got paid $100 million today.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's huge money going to him.
Yeah. Uh, the Jarius Jones playing corner and nickel. I'm sure he's going to play outside because one, you have Jordan Lewis, right? And Jordan was was the nickel corner, in Dallas last year. Um,
Yeah,
and also they also didn't they weren't they talking about how they uh, wanted Buster to be the other outside corner there, and then he got the. I mean, it's not supposed to be long lasting, but he will be out the rest of
at the
training
rest
camp.
of training camp. Yeah.
Yeah,
But also from what I saw, they're really comfortable with Caleb Ransall playing safety.
right.
He's been looking very well. So yeah, I that's what Liam Cohen said. It sucks that Buster Brown, the injuries happened to him, but it's that next man up mentality. The
Right.
next person in line has to step up. They have to look good. And from what they've said and from what I've seen, Caleb Ransall's looking really good. And yeah, Jordan Lewis looks very good as well. Christian Braswell, I haven't heard much out of him in camp. Prince has made a few good plays. I've seen his name pop up with some good plays. Andrew Wingard, though, he's gotten Dewey's gotten burnt a little bit, but
Yeah.
that that's a good thing, kind of. I mean, our wide receivers
But
are really
right.
good. Tight ends really good. Now, and that's another thing. Hunter Long has been having a really good camp, and he had an
Yeah.
ankle injury today.
Right.
So don't know
Yeah.
what the extent of that is, but I heard it wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad. So
And I've heard they've been pleased with the offensive line too. And they,
yeah,
I guess that's the best way you can put it, right? Like I guess that's high praise for the offensive line because you're either going to be pleased by it or you're going to be furious with it, right? Like
people have
or
been
disappointed.
pleasantly surprised,
Right.
which pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I said to you earlier,
I'll take that, right? Like,
right?
again, they can't be much worse than what they were last year. I mean, what, dead last,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I
So,
told you earlier today, if they're holding their own like the media says they are against our D line, and if
yeah,
our D line is a top 5 D line, then our offensive line should do well in during the season as long as everybody
right,
stays healthy. And that's again that calls back to James and Liam bringing in guys that can play any position on the O line. So if
right.
somebody goes down and they got to
But
move people
it's what,
around,
2.5 new starters, right? Are we considering Walker Little a starter from last year, and then Ezra,
I
and
would
then
say right
Travon?
now, yeah, Walker Little's going to have that left tackle spot.
They brought somebody in, I believe, to take Ezra's spot, right? And it's the what it was a Milam. I'm sorry, I haven't the kid that they drafted.
Wyatt Milam's technically listed as the backup right guard.
Okay,
Chuma Edoga is the second in line behind Ezra Cleveland for left guard.
yeah, okay,
And yeah, Palm Bay said Devon Hamilton is playing very well also, from what I've seen. I think it was Josh Hines-Allen who said that he's like 100% playing like a absolute beast. Today, I believe they said in one-on-ones against, who was it against? It was was it Cleveland?
Hmm.
Maybe it was Cleveland or Hainsey. It was either Hainsey or Cleveland.
Mhm.
And Devon Hamilton had a really nice move to get around him. So yeah, he's looking
And
really good.
that's another feel good story too.
Yeah,
Just the health scare that he suffered 2 years ago, and then just him just playing with hesitancy last year.
yeah,
Coming back and just still not feeling comfortable in his own body, really.
right, yep,
Given what happened. So to hear that he's having the camp that he's having is great news. Just another tick in the why to be optimistic for the season kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
There's a lot to be optimistic for this season. I feel like last year we had the kind of like the blinders on. We were just
Yeah,
hoping.
teal colored glasses, man. I mean, it
Exactly,
happens. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
but this year
we're
actually
fans. It's going
feels
to right.
Like
Are we,
I'm trying to put my blinders away, dude. I really am.
it's hard. It's
It
very
is hard.
hard,
But
man. Yeah.
when you got a healthy Trevor Lawrence, you got Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, De'Ami Brown, who had a pretty decent year last year with the Commanders. Brenton Strange moving up and playing well. The line, we got a lot of new people on there. The defense is looking good. Devon Hamilton's back healthy. Josh Hines-Allen, Travon Walker. It's hard not to feel
Every
good.
with every name, I just see the blinders coming back on for you.
I know.
Like you're just getting more hype. You're saying names. You're like, and Devin and Trayvon and John. Like, yeah.
But that's the thing. Those are names that we're
Yeah.
gonna see in the media, this year,
Right.
and it better be good, because if it's bad, we're not gonna hear the end of it. We're gonna hear their names.
Right.
We're gonna hear that they were supposed to be good. What happened?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Again, and there's you got to be able to have a little bit of restraint because it's a new regime, and we're excited. We love the EVP with Tony Baselli, obviously.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I don't know that you could pick a better person for it. Again, I think we talked about it last week about how obviously Tom Coughlin wants the best for the Jaguars, but
Yep.
when he was placed into that EVP role, he's just the old ball coach, man. Like, and that you can't get that out of coaches. I don't think that that's something that they can do.
Right.
I don't know that I've ever seen a head coach go on to transition to do something else and not have to get involved in the actual coaching aspect.
Well,
You know
that's the
what I
thing.
mean?
He's gonna put on his head coaching pants and not his EVP pants. Tom Coughlin wanted to be a coach still.
Right. Right. He wasn't ready to give it up. And they
Right.
never are. They never are.
Yeah,
Right?
which caused
I mean,
problems with him and
right.
multiple players. The biggest
And
one being
his style
Jalen
of
Ramsey.
coaching had left the league, right?
Right.
There's a
Right.
reason why he was, let go after he'd won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, It the league had moved on, and it always does,
Yeah.
but again, Tony being a former player but still having his roots and never have left Jacksonville. I mean, the man, if anybody bleeds teal, it's Tony Baselli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to have him in that role, I think is a home run, grand slam type situation.
Yeah.
So. But again, going back to that optimism of okay, we've got this new regime, we've got James Gladstone who can talk somebody into running through a wall for him the way that he just talks about the execution and what this team is going to be. So and then obviously you have Liam with the scheme guru that is revitalized, like we said, Baker's career made Will Levis a draftable quarterback,
Yep.
right? Like, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think it's going to
Briscoe
be
predicted
the
9
biggest
wins.
thing. I haven't done my prediction video yet, but I'm
Yeah.
bouncing in my head a few games that I'm like, it could be close.
Yeah.
Am I going to give them the edge, or am I going to say, it might be a loss?
Right.
I'm probably going to be a little biased when it comes down to it, because when I start making
Yeah.
videos like that, I'm like, we're going to do it. This is the year, baby. This is the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying not to be that way.
Tampering expectations, you guys.
Right, yeah. I will say, I think we mentioned this last week, Sheila's predictions, like the games that she predicted, those are the games that I'm like, those could go either way. So I could see it anywhere between 9 and 11 wins, I think, realistically.
Yeah.
Realistically.
I think that's the range. I
Yeah.
do. 9 to 11 is the range. I really hope that 9 is the floor. But again, with a new regime, there
Right.
is always that possibility that it's just not clicking year one.
Yeah.
Charlie Boy's going to New Orleans to catch the preseason game. Man,
That'd
that's
be
really
fun.
a game I wish was in the regular season because talk about easy dubs.
Yeah.
Man, that team is a hot mess out there in NOLA.
Yeah, they'll
So,
be. I feel like Saints might be a bottom 5 team this year.
yeah, yeah. So, but with that being said, that brought me to another point was when, fans, all kinds of fans do the stuff that we do for other teams and whatnot, when they do their predictions and everything.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is there anybody that is there any fandom that's like, ooh, that Jaguar game, that might catch us? You know what I mean? Like again, it deserved to not have that thought about, right? But you got to imagine that the Panthers, they're like, oh yeah, this Jaguars game, we can handle that, right? Are there teams out there that are looking at their schedule and being like, oh, that Jag game, that one's gonna catch us. You know what I mean?
Everybody I've seen that's done a prediction video has had their team beating the Jags.
Yeah.
Panthers fans mostly. Every Panthers fan I've seen,
Yeah.
except for my friend Vic, who is in the Discord. He's a Panthers fan. He's a little bit more realistic. He hasn't said who he thinks is going to win the game or not. He says he hopes that the Panthers are going to win, but he did say that it's not going to be great.
Right.
He doesn't.
He's
He's not feeling comfortable about it. But
Yeah.
most Panthers fans that I've seen, they think it's going to be an easy win for them.
Right.
But I mean, and we beat the Panthers, with a backup quarterback, 2 years ago, and they're like, you can't even do it with Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
CJ Beathard beat your team, and your team hasn't even changed that much. I've seen the videos of Tet McMillan. He can't get separation. He's got good hands,
Right.
but he can't get separation.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, we shut them out, right?
Yes,
In a year that we had just given up on.
Right. Exactly. That year felt that the whole after the Bengals game, just the season just felt lost.
Yeah.
And that game
I mean,
it felt like a
I'm
fever
looking-
dream.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
so
looking
weird.
I'm looking at our schedule, and are the Seahawks fans going like, it's a coast to coast. We got to go out to the East Coast. It's going to feel super early. They might catch us in that Florida heat, right?
Right.
Like I'm just curious about that, because again, it earned that we would get that level of disrespect where everybody just writes us off as that easy dub, right?
It's
So,
the national media.
right.
The national media has us not doing well at all. I've seen some national guys have us at 4 wins for the season.
Really? I know.
Yeah.
What I'll see is I see a consensus probably second, and they still think that the AFC South belongs to the Texans this year. So
Right.
yes, one moment.
Yes, go ahead. All right, Nick says very random, but Texans fans
I'll
have
be right
become
back.
the most annoying fan base in this division. I agree, they are unbearable. I don't remember them in the past being as unbearable. It's like once they got CJ, who I will say kind of felt like he did regress. He had a sophomore slump, but then seeing him in camp right now, throwing multiple interceptions, not reading his own defense that well, throwing passes to wide receivers in the most terrible situation ever to where they're getting their head knocked off in training camp. CJ Stroud is... I honestly... I want to say this. I want to do... We have to do this kind of now.
Let's do it.
Me and Mike kind of broke down the AFC South before. I want to break down the AFC South.
I'm ready for it. Let's get into it, man.
Nick started talking about the Texans fans being annoying, and I agree. And now I want to just I have something on my mind.
Listen, if there was a year to dominate the division, it would have been last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they only went 9-8 or 10-7, right? Like it's not like they blew the division out of the water. How many one-win games did they have really last year?
Yeah.
Or one-score games, I should say, not one-win games. That's
Right. No,
silly.
I agree. Hold on one second. I gotta check.
And there's so much hype around that offense with how well CJ did his rookie year, and then they got Stephon Diggs, and then they had Joe Mixon, right?
Yeah.
And then like Nico Collins and all the receivers were, and Tank Dell, and
Yeah.
and Mechie was coming back, and there's all this hype, and as good as that defense was, look how electric this Texans offense is.
Yep.
and look what happened.
And
So
they did what has happened to the Jags in the past. They went crazy in free agency and got so many just random players to fill holes.
right.
It's not going to work out. I have a hot take when we start talking about this, and it'll come to light as we talk about it. But I think that the Texans are going to slip even further this year. I think they're going to have a miserable year. And I said this, I don't know if I said this live or if I said this in the Discord or who I was talking to, but I said that when the Jags play in the South, I have us sweeping them, the entire South, Texans, Titans, Colts. I think the Colts and the Titans are going to kind of play like they did last year. But I said if the Texans slip up and CJ plays bad and they start losing some games, then it's going to be easy. I actually think that's going to happen. They are going to go on multiple like streaks where they're losing multiple games in a row. And again, this might be Jags bias. I've got the teal glasses on. But just watching what they've done in this offseason and watching their training camp and seeing CJ Stroud struggle in training camp, and he struggled last year, I don't have high hopes for the Texans at all.
Well, I do have high hopes as a Jaguar fan.
Well, yeah.
That they,
If I were a Texans fan, I would not have high hopes.
You don't have a lot of confidence in their ability this year, right?
Brandon, what's up? Glad to have you back as well, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get these likes every time we do a teal deal. Let's get the likes.
Let's get the likes
just
going.
Bump them up.
You gotta like it.
Everybody hit that like button.
Listen, I don't drink that much anymore. I save it for the teal deal.
Yeah, there we go.
You guys my drinking buddies. They're talking football, having a few brews, so leave a like.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
I only drink Coke Zero every day. And I'm having one right now. But I had to have one for the teal deal.
You had to have one for today, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking back through the schedule that they had last year.
Yeah.
Beat the Colts by 2. Beat the Bears by 6. Got blown out by the Vikings. Beat us by 4 in NRG. I remember that game. We had that game too.
We lost a lot of close games. With better coaching, we would have won those games. With Trevor Lawrence, we would have won those games. I'm telling you, the South ain't ready.
Yeah. They played the Bills close. I'll give them that in one. That was at home. They blew out the Patriots, which they should have done. They barely lost to the Packers. Again, only beat the Colts by 3 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Jets. Played the Lions close, lost that game. Beat Cowboys pretty handedly. Lost to the Titans.
Yeah.
And then beat us by 3. When they were headhunting Trevor.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it the competition, like the true competition that they had last year, they did not show up against. I'm trying to look at teams with a winning record that they actually beat. The Bills.
Yeah.
Which
the Bills kind of handed it to us, but you know.
Right. Yeah, that would be my biggest fear for the Chiefs game is we have just not performed on prime time. Monday night is a curse for us.
But I'm trying to think of it this way. We have a whole new coaching staff. If Trevor is healthy, if we're on a roll a couple weeks going into that Monday night game, we've got that grudge now against the Chiefs. They beat us so many times, and I feel like it might just be one of those dog fights where the Jags could possibly pull it out.
It honestly feels like, because the Jags have had such a long history with being upset and beat by the Patriots, really. Right. And a lot of our playoff losses have come from them. And then we try and get retribution in the regular season.
Right.
And after that 2017 season when we lost to them in the championship game, and then beat them at home and thought that was going to be the run, and then we were like, okay, we're here, because we started that 18 season, I think 3-0 or something like that, and then the wheels just fell off.
It may have been it may have been 2-0 because I think it was week 3. I was at the Titans game that we lost 9-6. So I think.
And then
but then we won the next week.
We got murdered week 4 that year too. I remember. I think that was against the Chiefs actually. So like the Chiefs kind of took that mantle from the Patriots after
maybe week 5. We were 3-1 that year, and then everything just went downhill. We won the first 2.
I remember the Cowboys. So I'll have to look that up because I'm.
Yeah, look it up real quick because I believe we were 2-0. I went to the game. Maybe I'm bad luck because every time I go to a Jags game we lose.
Brother, don't show up to that Monday night game.
Right, don't go to the Monday night game. We were 2-0, I think, and then we went to the Titans game. We lost 9-6, and I think we won the week after. And I was like, all right, maybe we're back on track. And then the season went downhill. Raven76, thank you for the like, man. I appreciate
it. You're right. So we beat the Giants 20-15. That was Saquon's rookie year.
Yeah.
And I remember that because he actually torched us that game, and I was like, oh god damn it, not against the Giants, but we ended up pulling that game out.
Right.
And then we beat New England at home, and then we lost 9-6, like you said, to the Titans week 3. Yeah. Week 4 we beat the Jets, and then I was right, it was Kansas City that kind of like blew us out, and that just started the train of blowouts there for a while.
Yeah. Man, when was the last time we beat the Chiefs in a regular season game?
Or because we haven't done it in the postseason. Well, I think we've only met the Chiefs once in the postseason, and that was in 2022.
We beat them in the preseason last year, but that's preseason. that absolutely does not count. But yeah, I don't know. Corbin, what's up, man? Well, yeah, let's get into it. I'm ready to talk some shit about the rest of the AFC South here. What team do we want to start with?
Well, I mean, we're already on. We started with the Texans and.
Well, then do you want to hear my hot take now?
Well, let's hear it.
I potentially think the Colts can get more wins than them.
Really?
It might not be by much. It might be like a game.
I'm not on that bus, man. That does qualify for a hot take.
That's a hot take.
I'll give you that. That is a hot take.
That is me predicting that the Texans just shit the bed completely. I think CJ just has a terrible year.
Is this a Colts scratch out a 7-win season and the Texans get a 6-win season?
I would say that because I still don't think the Colts are going to get more than 7.
I think the Texans have at least 7 wins with that defense. I as much question marks as CJ's had this offseason and into training camp.
Yeah, I mean defense wins games, especially if they're close.
That defense will drag that team to W's.
Yeah.
Now they do play a first place division record, right? So they have to play they have to play the Bills, they have to play obviously the Chiefs because we played the West this year.
You know what? Yeah, let's pull up. Do you have their schedule for this? Pull up the schedule for this season and let's do a quick rundown and just see what they might be dealing with here.
So they start in LA.
Chargers or Rams?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should specify Rams.
Yeah. Rams.
The Chargers didn't even register as an LA team for me. So
okay, well that's first game. That's a toss. That's either team.
They have the Buccaneers at home, which again I don't know really what to think of the Buccaneers because they've lost coordinator after coordinator 2 consecutive years. Then they have us at Jacksonville. Then they have the Titans, and then they're off to play the Ravens, and then they're off to play the Seahawks. And then they have the 49ers at home. Then they have the Broncos at home. Then they have us at home.
Yeah. Well, they're getting swept by us either way. Nick says, hilarious. CJ is taking a pause on going on all these podcasts this offseason like he's won multiple Super Bowls. Well, he's also taken a step back from doing that because he did that last offseason, and then look what kind of season he had this year. He should have stopped talking shit, and he should have played a little bit more football and practiced a little bit. He played ass.
Wasn't he also dating like Amber Rose or whoever? Some like model or something like that.
Stupid.
I'm not really,
I hate getting caught up in all that.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to date a Kardashian because that would be great. Because man, that Kardashian. Now the curse is probably aged out at this point because
Yeah, maybe.
Kendall Jenner is like 27 at this point, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Whatever.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's a hot take, but it also depends on a few things. Like I'm not just saying like they're absolutely going to do terrible. If CJ plays worse than he did this past year, which is possible because that O-line is terrible.
Hold on. Did we say what's up to Raven 76? Be more. Salute.
I
Pastor
did. I
Drew and
said,
Travon
yeah, I
Walker.
said I
Okay.
appreciate
Was
the
that
like.
why I stepped away?
Probably.
Yeah. Yo, CB.
But yeah, no, there's a few stipulations involved with that hot take, but there is a slight chance. And again, it's also the stipulation if Anthony Richardson, they're talking high up on him a little bit, like he's, gotten a little bit better. If he stays healthy, who knows?
Really?
Yeah,
So he's gone from overthrowing receivers by 10 yards to 5 yards.
Exactly. Maybe 4.
Okay.
Maybe 4. He might be getting close. Trevor has been threading the needle in camp. Like I've been here, and he's been
that
having some
highlight
crazy
that they
throws.
have of his throw to Josh Cephas was a thing of beauty.
O-line will be fine this year. Not a good take. I'll give you one name, and that's all I got to give you is Cam Robinson against Josh Hines-Allen. 2 names, but 1 name for the Texans. It's not gonna.
So is he saying that the Texans O-line will be fine, or is he saying that
I think he's saying
our O-line will be okay?
I think he's saying
I'm
Texans
confused.
O-line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they have Cam Robinson.
Yeah, Cam Robinson's not going to do great.
Yeah. And Cam Robinson was traded to the Vikings. The Vikings needed Cam, knowing that was his last year. With I think at the time that they had anticipated re-signing him, and still let him go. But
Yeah.
I think that may have also been because Christian Darrisaw got injured.
Laken
I
Tomlinson.
believe that's who that was. Huh?
Laken Tomlinson is a Blake Fisher's a Oh,
Titus
Jags
Howard.
O-line. Oh, Jags O-line. I think I came in late. No, yeah, we're
Okay.
talking. No,
Yeah. No,
we're
of
talking
course.
shit
No.
about the Texans O-line.
We said we both agreed the O-line for the offense for the Jaguars is the weakest room, right?
It is
that
the
or
weakest.
safeties?
Well, I think we said the safeties is the weakest room, but the only reason why we said the O-line isn't the weakest room, and they have a potential to be really good because we have a lot of new guys. We said this last week. They brought in a lot of guys that can play multiple different positions on the line. So there is a big potential that the O-line could take a huge jump, but there's also a chance that the line could just be okay. So there's.
So here's the thing.
I think they will improve
though. About that too is Trevor has played with a bottom 5 offense offensive line, year in and year out.
Yeah.
So just make it a bottom 10, right? You only have to go up to the 22nd best for Trevor to play, even because we talked about it in the 23 season, right? Before he got injured. He was playing MVP level football behind a suspect offensive line.
Yeah.
Right? And it just got worse from there.
And he was still playing with small injuries too.
Right.
Now he says he's 100%.
Give him, like I said, give him the 22nd best offensive line.
Yeah.
Right? That's all he needs.
Exactly. Like I said, if what I hear from camp is that the O-line is holding their own against our defensive line, but yet our defensive line is playing very well. If they are playing at a high level during the season and they're a top 5 defensive line, then that means our offensive line, if they're holding their own, they should at least be 15 to 20, at least.
Right.
So, again, like you said, if they're even in that category, that is perfectly fine.
Yeah. I don't need them to be Detroit Lions last year. I don't need them to be Philadelphia Eagles. I just need them to be better than Jaguars 2024 offensive line, because that was a bad line. So.
Well, that'll let you know, too, during training camp, De'Ami Brown had a couple of big runs. I think Etienne had a big run. If the line is kind of allowing them to, break those gaps and get those big runs in training camp, I mean, that's pretty good. I'll take it. I like it.
Yeah, I will too. Again, you don't have to be all pros against on that line.
Yeah.
You just got to keep your quarterback upright a little bit more than you have been.
You have to be serviceable. Be a competent
Yeah.
offensive linemen. That's
He
it.
good enough to let the play develop, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's really what happened was the play was breaking down before Trevor could even make his second read last
right.
year.
I also think we had probably the worst offensive line coach in the NFL last year and the year before. When like we said, if you come in with those T-shirts saying, "Oh, we're 31st," and then you come out and you're like the 32nd the next year, there's something wrong there. Yeah, Diami ran the ball twice. I think one of them was a designed Diami play,
Was it like a
and then
screen?
one of them was a trick, and then one of them was like truly designed for him to like actual run it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know what they were, but I know Diami had 2 breakout runs today, and he had a couple of deep ball receptions. That's what I've been hearing is Diami's getting a lot of separation against our cornerbacks. Now, that's what we said.
Again,
Is that
right.
is that
There's
because he's that
there's
good
always
or
the back and forth because Ja and Travon and Devon having these amazing offseason, these training camp, excellent training camps.
yeah,
Is that because and that's a lot of, for me, it's being a Jags fan for so long was we always heard that, oh, this D line looks awesome. The Tyson Alu is going to blow up the interior. Well, then we get into joint practices with the Buccaneers and Tyson's being blown off the ball.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh yeah, TJ
Oh,
Yeldon. Oh,
TJ
he
Yeldon
was
is
fun.
not a name I've heard in a long time.
That was a fun time. I really liked seeing him play. Yeah, Parker Washington is having a pretty decent camp. The only weird thing about it was yesterday, they had Parker Washington running with the second team, and they had Cephas running with the first team, and Cephas was making some
Well, they like
plays.
Cephas, right? I mean, that's
that's a player we haven't talked about. We were going to talk. We talked about that post or
hold on.
pre-stream.
Which conversation do we want to have? Because we were
man.
talking about the vision.
There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what?
What I missed about TJ Yeldon is getting into fight with Leonard Fournette in Buffalo. Not fighting with Leonard, but like didn't they?
Yeah.
There was a whole mess.
I think they had they butt heads.
Yeah. It was they were cocky when they were winning, and then they were thugs when they were losing.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
That's a whole nother point. Anyway, so your hot take was the Texans have a worse record.
Could have a worse record.
Well, hold on. I mean, because literally, if you put could in, then literally anything's at play.
But that is the thing. There's a few things that have to happen.
Right.
But I did say
if you want to make it a hot take, you gotta
Fine.
have a little bit of assertion. I'm not saying that's
hot
a lot,
take.
but you gotta say it's
the Texans are only winning 6 games. Hot take.
Boom. There you go.
6 games.
There it is.
Texans 6 games. That's all they're winning. Come at me, Texans fans. I don't care.
Yeah.
That is my hot take.
So then you believe that the Colts will have
7
wins.
And then the Titans will have.
What's the Colts schedule look like?
Yeah, let's look at the Colts schedule. And then the Titans, I would say 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Cam.
I think I have the Colt. I think I have the Titans at 5. I think the Titans will win 5.
Cam Ward looking terrible today. CJ and Cam Ward both looking terrible. But again, it is camp, so Jags win 9. We said between 9 and 11.
Between 9 and 11.
I'm gonna do
God.
a. I'm gonna.
God, 9-11.
Oh no! Disaster.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just imagine if there was 20. If there was 20 games in a season and somebody went 9-11, how many fucking 9-11 jokes we would hear? And year after year, if somebody went 9-11, never forget.
Yeah.
People would make that joke nonstop. What was I saying? I was saying something. Then we had to.
We were getting ready to go over the Colts.
That's right,
schedule.
Colts. Yeah, Colts.
So they start out the season against the Dolphins, who are, arguably a mess.
Again, that first game of the season is always a toss-up.
Then they play the Broncos at home. I think the Broncos will be good.
I think the
Broncos
are
a lot
going
of
to be good
people
too.
have that take too. I don't know how hot it is.
I think it's just good coaching. I think they're going to do well because Sean
and
Payton
Evan
and Evan
Evan's
Ingram.
over there. Evan Ingram.
Now,
That defense is legit.
if Evan falls off a cliff talent wise,
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. But
No.
that would speak to just how well Trevor elevates players.
I think Evan's resurgence has a lot more to do with his character than it did, again, because we bring up the lack of coaching the previous regime. So
I agree. I think Evan's going to have a really good season, a really good tenure with the Broncos. I think he'll do good.
Broncos.
Yeah.
So then they're at the Titans, which that's a toss-up. It's a division game, right?
Yeah.
Then they're at the Rams, which they will probably lose.
Probably.
What do you I know that you guys have not you and Mike haven't discussed the North yet. Or not the North, the West. But what's your take on the Raiders?
I think the Raiders are probably in
Geno
that.
Smith, who's he throwing to? He's got Ashton Genty. What's that defense look like besides Max Crosby?
I could honestly see the Raiders being like 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah.
It's because it is Pete
But they
Carroll.
play the AFC West. You expect,
True.
well, the Chiefs will be the Chiefs, right? Really,
Yeah.
for another year or two at least,
Broncos.
right? The Broncos
Chargers.
are resurgent, and then there's the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
So
Maybe I'll take away the 7 to 8 and I'll make it 6 to 7 wins for the Raiders. Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, that is a tough one, especially if a lot of Chargers players stay healthy and Justin Herbert.
there's been a lot of turnover on the defense for the Chargers too, right? They don't have do they have Khalil Mack anymore? They definitely don't have Bosa.
They don't have Bosa. They
They
might
don't have
have
Asante
Mack.
Samuel Jr. There's been turnover.
Justin. Speaking of turnovers, I think Justin Herbert threw a lot of interceptions last year.
I keep getting distracted.
I gotta look stuff up.
Yeah.
But
Welcome to
keep
the
going
Teal
while I look
guys.
this up.
It's just a giant conscience. What was that face for?
Wait, never mind. He's only thrown 3 interceptions last year. He only threw
Constant
3.
stream of consciousness. There we go.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else and not Herbert. I don't know. 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 3,800 yards. Not terrible. It's really good. I don't know. I'll probably think of somebody else. My brain is a still trap sometimes.
Teal deal with ADHD with Dave and Eric.
Welcome to the Teal deal, where we talk about the who do we talk about again?
Squirrel.
Yeah.
After the Raiders for the Colts, going back to the Colts schedule.
Yep.
They've got the Cardinals at home.
Okay.
Which that's a toss up, right? Really. You
Yeah.
know, they're probably in the same tier of competency. At the Chargers, they'll lose that one.
I think they'll lose that one for sure.
First the Titans, at the Steelers, versus the Falcons, at the Chiefs, versus the Texans. I mean, they've got, because they're going to play the AFC and the NFC West this year, right?
Yeah.
And then they play obviously their division games. If they split with the Texans and they split with the Titans, that's 2 wins. There's some winnable games. Raiders, Cardinals. I maybe the Chargers. They have the Steelers, the Falcons. So.
Yeah, and the Falcons. That's all dependent on how good Michael Penix plays.
Right.
Also.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again,
it's a weird one with the Colts.
They all fucking suck except for the Jaguars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jags are winning every game, and all the rest of them are going to lose every game or tie in division games.
It's not who you got, but by how much, man. When it comes to the Jaguars.
I said I didn't say we're going to get a 50 burger, did I? But I did say we're going to drop 40 on the Panthers.
You said a 40. You said that there's probably going to be a 40 burger.
I think that Panthers is probably honestly the best time that would happen.
Yeah.
Especially first game.
That defense is beyond suspect for the Panthers.
I really think the first game of the season, I think Liam's going to go out swinging, dude. I
think so too. I think he's going to set the tone for the season.
He's going to have some crazy plays
so
set up.
What are your thoughts on, okay, so I didn't even bring up the Titans because
we don't have to.
it's 5 wins, right? We don't
Fuck
even have to look.
the Titans.
There we go.
That's
So
our
so
motto around here.
Jaguars 11-6, right? Somewhere between 9-11, right?
Yes.
So and then we've got 7 wins for the Colts and 7 wins for the Texans. Or do you think they actually go below that? 6?
I said 6 for my hot take.
6. Okay, man, that's a big drop. I mean, it's only 4 games, and we
It's
just
only
went
4
over
games.
last year, and most of theirs was one
Close.
scores, and the
Yeah.
only thing they didn't really beat any real contenders last year.
So
So
there is a chance it could happen.
yeah, and then of course, fuck the Titans.
Yeah.
So then, but okay, so I wanted to ask you your thoughts about all the ETN lining up at like receivers. Then you said something about that, didn't
He
you?
was he was running a lot of plays at receiver. I
Just like with Urban Meyer, baby.
Yeah,
Urban had it right the
that's
whole time.
right. That's what Urban got him for, was
Bring him
to
back.
yeah.
Bring him back in.
Yeah, I mean, because that first year, James Robinson started half the year, right? Before we got rid of him.
He did we get rid of him under Urban, or did we get rid of him?
I think we got rid of him under Urban. I think it was that year.
It was, yeah, because he had his breakout during COVID, right? That 2020 year.
Yeah, and then 2021, he,
Yeah.
we all thought, yeah, ETN will eventually be the starter, but we didn't know it was going to be that fast.
But I think I thought we traded him in 2022 because he had that fourth and one against
Maybe
the
it
Chargers
was
that he broke for 50 yards.
maybe it was the off season. Maybe he was hurt.
No,
don't know.
I'm pretty sure we got rid of him mid-season.
Yeah, take a look at that. Again,
Yeah,
we talk about some things and we just got to look it up. We're old.
So in 2022, he played for the Jets, and then he played for the Packers in 2023.
Wow. Wait, I do remember that. I vaguely remember that. So glad they didn't let Tony fall to Urban. Yeah, that was a rough one. Kadarius Toney.
Oh my God, yeah. Could you
Yeah.
imagine? That's what he wanted.
Can't catch Tony, and
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's because he's fast. He can't
Thank you,
catch.
Giants. Thank you, Giants.
Yeah, and then Chiefs. He played for the Chiefs and still sucked.
Well, I'm just saying the Giants drafted him ahead of us, so we couldn't draft him because Urban wanted him.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for that. Also, every time you got to thank a player or somebody, you got to thank Frank Gore for giving us Trevor.
Oh well, yes, ultimately.
Always.
So, James played for us in 2020. He played 14 games. He played 14, started 14.
Yep.
Had 1,000 yards, 1,070 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
Average 4.5. Then he played in 2021. He played 14. He started 13. Only ran for about 767. Still pretty good pop though. 4.7 an average and 8 touchdowns.
Okay.
And then in 2022, he played 7 games, started 5, and then that's when he got traded to the Jets because he had that back injury. And then he only played 4 games with them, and he didn't actually start any of them.
Okay, so it was with Doug.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I like James Robinson, man. That was
of course.
He was a good player, good guy. He always
man. There's obviously no ill will for him. He was a
yeah. I mean, I don't even have any ill will against Jalen Ramsey. I know a lot of Jags fans do, but
I think I do because I got doubly hurt because he's a null, and so I was like, man, that's
Yeah. I was in the boat that I was like, maybe James Gladstone can bring him.
What were you doing? It's like Blake.
Hey, listen, Blake's a cool guy, couple beers.
You ripping some cigs with him, man.
Ripping some cigs. Yeah. No, I was kind of like, hey, maybe bring Jalen Ramsey back for a year or two and let him retire a Jag, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. I feel like I don't think we ever contacted him. I feel like if we would have, he probably would have thought about it and,
You think so?
Yeah. I think he would have.
I think
it's
he's
a whole.
I think he's too.
It's a whole new shebang over here. You know, nobody, he doesn't know
It's true.
coaches, GM.
The owners are still the same though, and he straight up lied to Shad, because Shad
Yeah,
had that sit down after he blew up with Tom, right?
yeah,
Because there was the incident with Doug Marrone on the sideline in Houston, right?
right.
And then he had the back problem, and then Tom talked to him, which probably was the worst idea.
Yeah,
And then Shad talked to him, and Jalen like lied straight to Shots, because after
yeah,
Shad and Jalen talked, Shad came out and said, I talked to him, we're on good terms,
yeah,
he's ready to go. And like a day later, Jalen was like, nah, my back's still hurting.
yeah. True. Very true. I always forget about that. I always think it's just the him and Coughlin beef, but it went a little further than that. But you know, when you get in situations like that and you want out, you're gonna just say whatever to whoever just to get out of that conversation to do it. So yeah, it does suck. Some of the blame goes towards him, but also some of the blame goes towards Tom Coughlin. Like we talked about, he wanted to be a coach so damn bad. But
Right.
he needed to step back. That should have been something to let Dave Caldwell and Doug Marrone handle that whole situation. He should have never got into that. Should have never got involved.
Right. Could you imagine if Tony got involved, if, like Travis Hunter was like beefing with Liam,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
No, you let that be. You let Liam be the coach, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like
Not that
Liam's the
Travis,
type of
not
guy.
that Travis and Jalen are the same personality type, right?
Right. Yeah. Liam seems like the type of guy that if something happens, especially like during a game, I feel like there's gonna be some yelling and some sit the fuck down, leave me alone, and then like a
Right.
quarter later, you'll see him on the sideline,
Yeah.
hugging it out, like whatever. I just Doug Marrone seemed like he had issues with the higher ups. I feel bad for Doug Marrone too, like what happened with him and all that. I do not feel bad for Doug Peterson
Urban.
or Urban
Or Urban Meyer.
or Urban.
Yeah,
Meyer.
I don't feel bad for Doug either, or Doug Peterson. That is,
Yeah.
he made his grave. Like
Yeah.
he went to the grave with press.
That was all him.
And using Mike Caldwell as a scapegoat the year before.
Yeah.
And maybe there was some legitimacy to needing to fire Caldwell, but
If he fired,
it turns out
he
as it
should have
turns
fired
out-
both coordinators and started over completely if he was going to go that route. But of course not.
Anyway, I'm looking. I'm thinking. Just in my head about like the stars that we have on the team, and we don't have a star that has that Jalen Ramsey cockiness that Jalen had. I don't know
Jerry
if Jalen still
Jerry
has
and
that,
Jones
but
says he wanted to bring that cockiness back.
I'm fine with cockiness, but like
Right.
the arrogance of it, and the
Yeah.
I'm the biggest thing. I'm bigger than Jacksonville, right? That's kind of what it felt like. That really for me kind of has been stuck in my craw as far as my disappointment with Jalen.
Yeah,
right?
it's like if you're not going to pay me, somebody will.
Right? So
Yeah, I'm okay with the cockiness as long as you're cocky when it's time to be cocky. Don't hold your head up and think you're higher than everybody else. Absolutely not. I mean, do that against other teams. That's when you got to be cocky.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Always
I loved it on the field.
Exactly.
I loved it when Jalen was doing it to AJ Green. I loved it when he was doing it to literally any of the receivers that he was up against.
Yeah.
I didn't love it when he was doing it to his own team.
I even like the mindset where you think you're even better than your own teammates. Like you at some point you got to think you're the best person on the field, the best player on the field, but you got to at least show the effort. Right. Like there's some guys that probably think they're the greatest.
You can be the best player on the team, but you can't be better than the team.
Right.
And that was Jalen's thing.
Yeah, so. Exactly. You got to use your skill to elevate the team, not trash the team.
Right.
Which it did seem like that happened at some point.
Anyway.
Yeah. We can talk
That's
about
such
the
old
bad shit
news
all
at
the
this
day.
point.
Exactly. We can talk about all the
Yeah.
bad shit.
Welcome to
But
Ancient History with Dave and Eric. Yeah.
yeah,
Not only is it ADHD central, but it's also,
yeah,
digging up old scars. So,
yeah. Welcome to the
yeah.
Teal deal, where we talk about everything, and our motto is "Fuck the Titans."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
the off season, man. What are you gonna do? It's just
that's another thing, man. We're gonna have not this weekend, but next weekend. So 2 Teal deals from now, we're gonna have some extra stuff to talk about.
I know it's gonna be fun.
Right? We're gonna be able to talk about the
Actual
Jags.
Jaguar, yeah, actual 2025 Jaguar gameplay.
Well, yeah, Jags versus Steelers 2 weekends from now, and I am excited. But with that
I
being
do want
said,
to
we
bring
do
up
have football
Travis
this week.
again. I do want to bring up Travis Etienne again because another
Bring him
thing
up.
that I've heard is that they all seem to, from what I've been hearing as far as reports is Liam and the coaching staff are very pleased with how deep the running back room is,
Yeah.
right? And so does that make Travis expendable if there is another team that suffers a season-ending injury in the off season? You know, how you know would you have any resistance to that? Because me personally, I think last year was the exception to the Travis Etienne rule because 2 years ago we were talking about him as a top 8 running back in the league, and
Yeah.
now he's just secondhand news at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I will say I've seen a lot of good stuff out of the entire running back room, including him in
yeah,
camp. So it's one of those things to where if it came up and we got good trade compensation for him, as long as we get good trade compensation, that's it. Like
it's gotta be pretty damn good for me right now because he's just I still think that he's a serviceable weapon,
yeah,
right? I still, again, and that may be just me, my Luke Fortner, like, come on, kid, you can do
right.
this, kind of a mentality. But I legitimately, I think Travis can really provide something for this team,
And
and I would
that's
hate to give that up.
and that's me. I'm in the same boat. I want him to stay. I want him to perform very well.
Yeah,
But again, it is a business. If there's good trade compensation, I have faith in Tank Bigsby, Bashal Tootin. God, who is even the fourth guy we've got who is playing fairly
I
well?
don't know because we had like Keelan
LaQuint
Robinson or something like that.
LaQuint Allen Jr. has been playing very
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah. Who got in the fight with? From what I heard he got into a fight with Foye today, which is, smart.
Right, yeah. Which, as long as it's good, like as long as it's
Right.
chippiness where everybody's just high flying, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the chippiness.
Yeah,
But
me too.
yeah, again, if Tank and Bashal Tootin are, performing well, which Tootin's got a little bit of a foot injury, but I think they said it's minor, so he'll be all right. But yeah, I mean, I want to say the best we would probably get for ETN is probably a 4th.
That would be, yeah. I don't know that I want to give him up for a 4th.
It would be rough. It would have to be like a high 4th, like a team that's got a pick close to that. Maybe somebody's got an extra pick in the 4th, maybe even a late 3rd that they already have before this season plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but again, I would rather keep him. That's me. I see a lot of talk on Twitter. People are like, "Yeah, get rid of him. We're okay without him. Get rid of him." Hold the brakes a little bit. Let's get in a couple games into preseason, and maybe if something, it would have to be absolutely like devastating. Like somebody would have to have lost a starter running back, and they need somebody that's more than serviceable to come right in and be able to perform well. And again, it would have to be for a really good trade compensation.
Right.
But I am there with keeping him. I want to keep him.
Yeah.
That's me. That's you.
Yeah.
We want to keep him.
Yeah, I'm
but
the same way.
we're kind of attached. We're kind of
And
attached.
again, that comes with the fandom, right?
I
Like, we
got the.
gotta,
I mean, I got the drawing. Of.
yeah.
I'll keep him up there, even if we get rid of him. I mean, it's he's in a Jags uniform. I have no ill will against
And
ETN.
Speaking of, your background and everything, I wonder if there's an affinity there because we kind of have a legacy or a couple of legacy running backs, really. I mean, like you
We
have
do.
obviously Fred, but also Mojo.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
I have Mojo jersey ready for my boy to sport. When the season starts. Like there's that. Yeah, yeah. So I think there's an affinity there because of the talent that was there early on for this team. Even when the team wasn't performing at, playoff caliber football, we at least had those guys, right?
Right.
We had Mojo, we had Fred, you know. I think we tried to bring it back with Lenny, but that was a different
Right.
story. But, I kind of hate the whole, use them, abuse them, and lose them mentality when it comes to running backs.
Yeah, I know. I hate that too. Like, oh, they're only going to be in the league 4 or 5 years. Get rid of them.
Are you
Whatever.
zinning it up? Are you zinning? What
No,
are you? Oh.
I'm pre.
What was that?
I just looked at the time. I'm pre-game and bedtime. I'm taking
Oh,
a couple
okay.
melatonins.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's just melatonin.
They take about an hour to kick in for me. So
Yeah.
pre-game and bedtime. When you're our age, you got a pre-game bedtime with some melatonin, some LETs.
Yeah, Palm Bay. What do you know about that, Palm Bay?
Oh, Palm Bay probably takes half a
He's
melatonin.
probably he's
He's out.
probably falling asleep listening to us.
He's
I'm
probably
surprised he was up this late.
he's probably already asleep. I haven't seen him say
Yeah.
anything for a while.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's preseason,
Yeah, which we probably have some younger guys in here that are probably going to be awake until 3 a.m.
right? But
That's one thing I cannot do anymore. I absolutely cannot stay awake late. Like my body cannot handle that at all.
I accidentally stayed up till 1 o'clock the other night playing college football 26. I
Oh
got
no.
really into it and I was rebuilding Old Dominion. And before I knew it was 1 o'clock, I was like, oh God, I'm going to be a wreck tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah, I the last time I stayed up till midnight last night, and that was the latest I've stayed up in a very long time.
yeah.
Probably over a year. But Sheila, funny story really quick. I got the thing here. I had a simulation going. Eric saw it earlier. But I was sitting in here. Sheila caught me just sitting here watching a Madden 96 simulation. She was like, you can just do this in the off season. Just watch simulations on Madden 96. I was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, actually. I was actually very intrigued with what was
Engaged in the
going
game.
on. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fiending for any kind of football. That includes Madden 96.
Listen, Hall of Fame game. Got Trey Lance football coming up.
Yeah, so that's what I'm excited. I'm excited for we stream today. Me and Mike are doing the stream tomorrow during the day.
You got 3 straight days of streaming.
And then the Hall of Fame game on Thursday. I'm so excited. I had a dream last night that there was another game coming on Friday, and I woke up and I was kind of disappointed that there's no game on Friday. Right? There's no other game this weekend. It's all next weekend, right?
No, it all starts next week.
That sucks.
You don't have to wait too much longer.
Right. At least we get one game, but then I'm like, oh man, we got to wait another 8 days for another football game. This sucks.
Yeah, that is kind of like a weird tease that they have.
And
Like
it's terrible.
we talked earlier about those types of teases. Look at us book ending. Starting with teases and ending with teases.
Yep.
How that week between the championship game and the Super Bowl. And then they do this, and then the week between preseason and regular season, and then obviously that is kind of weird that the preseason there's the Hall of Fame game, then a week of nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then preseason starts back up.
Right. I want more Jags content. Like Jags media is doing such a good job with their stuff. Like I want to see more off-season content from them. Like certain behind the scenes things, like even like do a little mini series, show us what the groundskeepers are doing, you know, put a camera on those
Yeah.
dudes. Like how's the field doing in the off season? I'm willing to watch.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know if
willing
I'm
to
there
watch
with
anything.
I don't know if I'm there with that
I
level
am.
of fandom,
Oh,
right?
I
You know,
am.
like
Give me any kind of
like
content.
how are the concession stands being restocked for the season? Yeah, like
Listen, if they show me do some vlog style stuff for the construction, like get somebody out there and be like, this is what we're doing.
24 hours circling around the bank, right? That's all you need.
I'd
right?
have that, dude. I would have that going constantly.
Like a screensaver, right? Just
yeah.
yeah.
I did that. There was so before we went to Epic Universe, they had like live streams of like the construction going, and you could just see it really far away. If I was working on something on my computer, I would have that on the other screen because I was just curious what they were doing. Like it was cool.
So they did. Didn't they do that? They had like a 24-hour live stream of the Miller Electric Center being built.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Do that now. Show me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, especially when they actually start the renovation of Everbank Field, right? And doing all that. I've been watching a few, some Jaguars content and everything, and you can see in the background the cranes and everything. I was like, ooh, is that like the beginning phases of,
Yeah.
of whatever. So
See, I'm into stuff like that, man. Like,
yeah.
show me a little bit of inside stuff when it comes to that. I know we're 3 years out from being in the new stadium, and I'm hoping I'm going to be living in Orlando by the time they play that one season in Orlando in 2017, because I will go to every single game, every single home game.
We live in the past a little bit. 2017. I would love to go back to
2027. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it's.
I think that's a good place.
That's old age. I would like to go back to 2017 for that season. That was an amazing season. But yeah, 20.
The Miles Jack wasn't down.
Exactly, because he was not down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place to
end. What 4th and 18 conversion or whatever like bullshit.
I know, dude. Man, that would have been.
Here we are. We spent like 25 minutes talking about Jalen, and we circled back around.
Yeah, we did. Rest says, I love the off-season stuff behind the scenes for pretty much all teams. Did you watch the latest season of quarterback yet? No, I didn't. I need to actually do that. And listen, I tell you I'm going to, and I tell Eric I'm going to watch stuff all the time. I try my best. We'll see if I do.
You watched X-Men 95, right?
Mentally, I'm there. I watched it mentally. I didn't.
I mean, 2 years ago, the Jaguars did a whole schedule release based, like, just centered around that shit. Was it 22 years ago or was it last year?
I watched.
No, it was 2 years ago because last year was the games are fixed kind of thing. Or was that? Am I getting that mixed up now? No, because last year was the first year of the throwbacks, right?
Also,
and they
was
did that, and
they
did
the year
X-Men
before.
95 spoof with the release of the throwback jerseys.
Did they? So it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Oh my God, I can't even remember what I did yesterday, anyways. So there it is. Yeah. All right, yeah, we'll end it there, guys. I appreciate everyone being here. We will be live again. Me and Mike are going to do our extra points. We're breaking down and ranking who we think is going to be the best.
What was the consensus on that?
AFC North. That's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted the AFC North.
I think I blame Jacob for that one because I'm really excited to know. I want to know your thoughts on the West because I think the West is probably going to be the most intriguing division in the AFC.
It is intriguing because
maybe you're just saving the best for last as far as the AFC.
As far as the AFC, yeah. I mean that's one of those things like we talked about with the Texans, and I don't want to get too far into it, but with the Chiefs, if a couple things happen here and there,
they're going to win 8 games.
No, not that. I mean, I would still put them minimum 11. But it's one of those things where if they fuck around and lose enough and then the Broncos are doing very well, that's one of those where the Broncos could have a Cinderella season and sneak past and maybe get 12. It's one of those things. Yeah. It's one of those things. But I still don't know. It's the Chiefs. It's their division to lose, so I don't know. It's one of those things I have to look into and read up on and all that shit. So all right, guys, We appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow and then Thursday night, baby. That's what we're looking for. Football, NFL football. Even though it's preseason, we're gonna watch Trey Lance sling it a few times.
Chargers and
the Lions.
Okay, there we go. All right. Another team. Littering and.
Sorry, we're getting off course again. All right, we're getting out of here, boys. I appreciate it. We'll see you, and subscribe, like, and join the Discord. If there's somebody in here right now, I know there's somebody in here right now who's not in the Discord. I want to see somebody join the Discord by the time I get off here. All right, you guys got.
How good is that?
You guys got. How good is that? Yeah. How good is that? You got like 10 seconds. All right, let's get a good Duval in. Hold on.
Oh.
I always got to do. I need a button. I need a button for this. I need a
little hotkey.
Duval.